Howdy y'all, Kevin here. Here with my thoughts on Extracted, episode 5 I think we're on now. It was an eventful episode last night. Some folks are getting kind of cutthroat, that's for sure. They had a challenge trial where they were going to get a tool for hunting. The Extracted guys called them weapons, but they're not weapons. They're tools. They're tools. Anyhow, they had a choice between a bow and a slingshot and a spear, but there wasn't enough of any one thing to go to everyone. At the beginning of the episode, there were 8 survivalists left, I believe. And like I said, they had a choice between a bow and arrow, a spear, and a slingshot. Out of the competitors that are left, you got to remember these guys are bunched in pretty tight. That's not a big lake that they're around, and they're all on one side of the lake. They're not all the way around the lake, according to the map that they showed the first couple episodes of where everybody camped were. So they're packed in fairly tight. So I don't know how they control who's going where and all those kind of things. But a lot of competitors don't seem to be moving around very much. But like I've said before, there's a lot of time elapsed, and we only see 40 minutes or so of it in an episode. I think they've stopped saying how many days they've been out there and those kind of things. So as best I can tell, 8 or 9 days maybe to this episode. Could be longer, could be shorter. We don't know how they're editing and how long it took to get to the final competitor. Everyone back at headquarters had to get together and rank the competitors strongest to weakest. And they did the supply drop in that order, weakest to strongest, the opposite order. So the weakest competitors had the best chance at tools being left. Like I said, there were 8 left at the beginning. Then after everybody got their supply drop of their tools, like I said, between bows and arrows, slingshots, and spears, a couple folks got spears that I'm sure they're not going to be able to use them unless they go down to the water and spear a fish or something. But I don't know how deep that thing is. They're not showing a lot of the coast, so you don't really know. Then another storm came in, so they postponed the hunting challenge because of the weather, and basically everybody hunkered down to get through the storm. Now back at headquarters, all of the support teams got to write a letter to send to their competitor, and everybody spent a little time doing that, goofing around and giving tips on what to do out there, and I miss you, love you kind of stuff. And then they took them all outside to a fire pit, and then they basically had to cast somebody's letters into the fire, so only half of them got letters. There was some dirty deeds going on there, but it's a competition, so it's a competition. I got to see some tears and some crying and some whining and some things that look like crocodile tears, kind of thing. Not really sincere. My cigar's out. Anyhow, there was some cutthroatedness going on out there around the fire pit. You're seeing the middle game come into play even back in the headquarters. Where people are just, I don't want to say it out loud, but they act like they're suffering worse than the guy laying on the ground out in the woods. So if you can't go a few days, I mean, you're surrounded by people. You got a nice soft bed to sleep in. You got hot and cold running drinks. You got food. You got couches to sit on. You got a nice fire pit to sit around with everybody. You got all that kind of stuff going on. So if the mental game is getting to you in the headquarters where I can't be without my family. Sorry, probably shouldn't have said that like that. Anyhow, we got to see that going on. So basically, out of the 8 competitors that were left, only 4 got letters. They threw Robin's letter in the fire, which she's the one that's there with her her husband and daughter are back in the headquarters. Ryan W., who was easily the strongest competitor in the game, as far as I was thinking to make it through the end, he got his letter thrown in the fire, which completely devastated his support crew of his brother and his wife, I think. Haley, she got her letter thrown in the fire. She's been, if I'm thinking right, she's the one that's been out there eating ants and berries and basically making a camping trip of it. And then Jacobin, the younger boy out there, he got his letter thrown in the fire, which seemed to make his support team a little angry. And then we got to the end where the middle game weighed so heavy on Woody's support team, his brother and wife, that they extracted him because they were suffering. And it was funny because they walked up and tried to do the extraction thing, and a whole bunch of people were trying to talk them out of it. One team in particular was going, "Yeah, go ahead, extract him. You don't say that out loud. Shh. You want all your competitors to go, but you don't want to draw a target on your guy by being cutthroat." That would be my advice to you. And anyway, Ryan W., who I thought was the probably strongest competitor to make it to the end, he ended up getting extracted at the end of the episode. And they had questions of honor coming up. They had questions of integrity coming up. They had all those kind of things going on at the end of the episode where, I'm a big guy on honor and integrity. So I would have taken exception to some of the stuff that was going on. I probably also would have tried to talk him out of extracting him because he's a fierce competitor. And it's one of those things where I want the toughest competitors to the last of the win. I don't want you to take out the strongest guys first. Tractor going down the road out there. Anyhow, I would rather compete against the strongest folks than compete with the weakest. But that's just me. Anyhow, that's what happened. A survival challenge or trial is what they're calling them. That got postponed because of weather. Survival's not postponed because of weather. They got a supply drop that was a letter, but only half of them got it. And we had an extraction. So now there are 7, I think. Put your thoughts below. And in the comments, tell me where you're watching from. City and state, city and country, something along those lines. Thanks. Thanks for watching. See you all in the woods.